Well, it's currently 5 a.m. Thursday morning, Friday morning, May the 3rd, and we're headed to Cars. We are taking this hot rod all the way to Cars, and we are in central Missouri, and we got to go to Indianapolis, Indiana. So it rained probably about 3 inches last night, and the roads are still soaking wet, and the creek right by the house here is flooded, but we're gonna hit the road. It shows a little bit of rain till like 10 a.m. and out there, so we probably should be there by like 11. Well, we've made it a solid 30 freaking minutes. And well, we actually didn't even make it that. We had to stop about 10 minutes in, but it was dark. And well, I literally haven't got to drive this car since February. We went on a little car cruise with it and put like 100 miles on it, and it was flawless, of course. I haven't been able to drive. I think we drove it to get ice cream once since I put the hood on. So I don't know if all the extra heat's just screwing us or what, but we keep melting spark plug wires. We got this heat wrap on it, but I guess it's not necessarily working, or it was slotted or something. So, but this is this same cylinder, the same side, and I mean, I bet you these spark plug wires have 1,000 miles on them, which they're all used anyways. I didn't buy new ones ever. The only crappy part is it's 6 a.m. Any local parts stores here, which I just work 5 minutes down the road anyways, but any local parts store here doesn't open till 7:30. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. So I've got 3 known good ones, 2 bad ones now, and well, we're gonna get these wrapped back up. We're gonna wrap them with some heat wrap as best we can, and probably gonna wait until we get farther down the road, and we're probably gonna grab some longer ones and route them back and around. And if we get straights with 45s, that'll be perfect for these for now. And yeah, so we just got to make it another hour and a half basically. And well, this setup's made it well over 400 or 500 miles already on some of the spark plug wires, so we just got to get it set just right. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get to it. Well, we've stopped, I guess technically 4 times, but 3 really. So far, all right ish. I had a couple spark plug wire issues. Made it about 110 miles. We don't know what kind of fuel mileage this thing gets at all. And well, I only put about 7 gallons in it at 108 miles. That's should be getting like at least 14. I think that's what it is. Yeah, 16 and a half miles to the gallon roughly, which we have no fuel gauge. We have no gauges at all really. And I just basically looked down the filler neck, and with the car angled back, you can see the gas starting to come up the filler neck. It leaks if it gets too full, so I don't like to fill it up, and then when you take off, all the gas is slosh. So, but we're doing fine. We got 110 miles under our belt. Got about another 2 hours and 45 minutes. We're gonna get probably another hour down the road maybe, and we're gonna stop and get some breakfast and go from there. I mean, it's 7:30 in the morning and we're still trucking, so we'll be back on the road, so stay tuned. Stop number 5 or 6. All of our zip ties and all of our electrical tape is gone. Well, stop 7, like I said. Spark plug wire fixed, and a nice shim job here, sponsored by a roll of tape to get a little bit more airflow. I don't know, it does seem to be running just a little bit warmer by my legs in the cab. Other than that, it's probably running the same temperature. So we're going to get back on the road. Well, we're in anyway, still small town, don't know where there's a Love's truck stop, and we're sitting on the on-ramp, but we stopped this last time and we put the socks over the one that kept burning. Well, I think that one might be good now, but we got more problems. So I just started checking every single one of these that I pulled off, and I pulled off 3 so far. Look just like that. So I'm surprised this thing was even running, honestly, but we're on our 3rd replacement one, and I know for a fact 2 of them are going to be good, because if you look right here, there's no way that that's going to touch the exhaust, and then there's the same one back there. We've done these 2 already. We're about to do this one, and we'll go over there and check those, and we'll probably go ahead and replace them while we're here. So hopefully we can just actually drive and not stop every 10 minutes, because we're on stop number 8, 9? 8, yeah. So hopefully this will be our last stop for spark plug wires. And yes, I've been burnt to a crisp just by touching everything, so hopefully this is our last time. Six spark plugs later, we're back on the road. Well, trying to. So far so good. We've made it probably since the last video about 100 miles, and we're doing just fine. We're only about 10 minutes from the track. We figured we'd top off the fuel. We both had to pee. She's looking for sunglasses, and if there's a line, we don't have to pee and sit and wait for it, so we might as well do it now. But yeah, so far so good. I guess replacing those spark plug wires definitely helped this thing out. We cruised probably 75, 80 mile an hour almost all the way here so far since we done that, so hopefully everything's fixed. We're almost there, about to pull into the track, so should be cool. Get some spots. The weather's looking good so far, besides me having fiberglass absolutely everywhere on me from those little heat wrap things. But other than that, I'm doing great. I'll probably change my shirt and we'll be good. Let's go to the track. We made it! Well, we made it. Took only 9 hours to make a 4.5 hour drive, but we got some dragsters going on over there. We're gonna get this thing parked and probably cooled off since we're parking it on grass, and then we'll probably walk inside just because we don't want our prized possession to burn down. So, but we made it. We're at Cleetus's event, so we might as well do that 2-step check. Well, hopefully you guys can see me, but that's a wrap. That's day 1 completed. We made it, drove it here. We got to drive about a half hour back to our rooms. Nothing crazy, but we made it. The Indy 800 was definitely way better than I thought it was going to be. I wasn't expecting to be entertained that long, but Tony Stewart put on a hell of a show, and congrats to Zach Walker for winning that big block. But we'll be back tomorrow. This will probably end off this video, which is a trip getting here in day 1. I'm gonna kind of mesh it all in one. Didn't take much footage in there. Cleetus has got that covered, and 1,700 other YouTubers got it covered too. So I'm just gonna do my part, do the driving thing, and we'll catch you back tomorrow, probably with a burnout video or 2, and then we'll be headed right back to Missouri. We got 2 hours of driving at least just tomorrow, and we got 4 hours of driving Sunday. So stay tuned, should be fun. Hopefully we make it. Hopefully no more major stops, but if it is, whatever, that's content for you guys, and it's life really. So stay tuned, appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, or don't, I don't care. So thank you. kind of our situation. We've been driving hour and a half-ish. We're into Illinois already, so we're just outside of Terre Haute, probably 20 minutes, 20 miles, whatever. Started smelling a little something funny. Smelled like kind of antifreeze, kind of smelled like oil. Smelled like something was burning a little bit. Well, I pulled over on the off-ramp here and seen a couple drops. It was only, I mean, we were sitting there for a minute and there was only a couple drops. We've been here 5 minutes, long enough to get the jack out. Well, there's drops everywhere. So I'm gonna get down here and see what we're dealing with. I haven't even looked yet. Could be dipstick tube, could be trans lines, could be trans pan. I know for sure it's trans fluid, so I'll get it wiped up, see what we're dealing with. And I haven't checked the trans fluid in God knows how long. So yeah, we're gonna get down here and see what's happening. Well, trans lines are dry. Just drip from there. Got some engine oil quite a bit of places, so maybe it's engine oil. I know the front main seal has been leaking for a long time. Maybe the rear main seal decided to let go because the whole back of that is pretty wet. It might just be enough fluid built up on here. I don't know. I'm gonna get to cleaning and see if I can pinpoint where it's coming from. We're gonna check some trans bolts, a couple minor things. So either way, we got plenty of fluids. We got 2 gallons engine oil, almost 2 gallons of coolant, 3 gallons of coolant, almost 2 gallons of trans fluid. So if it's, the good news is the exhaust ain't down here, so it's not hot, it's all up there. So we should be fine. I'll get it to clean in and we'll go from there. Well, after further assessment, I think the dipstick tube there's probably a 1/4 inch gap right there. Possibly could be coming from that. And the trans is a touch warm. Yeah, it's a little warm, but it looks like this bolt might be a touch loose. So we're gonna get the Allens out. We're gonna tighten that up just to see. For sure the rear main's definitely leaking, but we kind of knew that. Sitting in the driveway the other night, it left a couple little puddles. We knew the front main was leaking. We really just need to kind of go through the whole car, but we're kind of balling on a budget. Our budget is not so balling anymore. But I'm gonna just do a little nut and bolt check on some sealing surface things. And I do know for a fact we need a better trans cooler because it's just into the radiator. So if the engine's running 200 degrees, the trans is gonna be running 200 degrees. Not ideal with a 3600 stall and highway driving, but we'll be fine. We'll wipe some fluid off, check some fluids. Like I said, I haven't checked the fluids since, hell, I didn't even check them when we left really. So I'll drop the car down here and we'll check these bolts, drop the car down, check the fluids, and we're gonna top up some gas. We're gonna hit some more miles, so stay tuned. Back on the road. Well, we stopped for lunch, got us some food, and it's about 11:30, and we're gonna hit the road again. I had to get underneath it. We stopped at a gas station to fill up before we got to lunch so we can just hit the highway. But when I was turning out of the gas station, we kind of hit a bump and it was like a noise, and the drive shaft was hitting the floor, but that was because our transmission cross member bolt is still loose. I guess it loosened up from the 55 miles we drove this last time, so I rewrapped that paper clip around everything again, got it snugged back up. The bolt didn't come out, it was literally just like maybe a 1/4 turn out, but I ended up bending the floor out of the way, so we shouldn't have to listen to the noise no more. But yeah, we should be fine. So we're gonna hit the highway. We got another 2 hours and 5 minutes, about 150 miles. Should be able to make it on this tank. So as long as I don't smell anything funny or feel or hear anything funny, we might end up at home after this, hopefully. If not, maybe a trailer, so who knows. So stay tuned. Should be some highways to see. Well, we've been home about 2 hours probably. My parents were here dropping the dog off and everything when we got here, and yeah, it was pretty well a smooth sailing ride. Pretty well. We stopped twice technically. We stopped once the first time, which that's on video. We had a little bit of a trans leak, and I smelled it. Just wanted to stop. We were already an hour and a half in. Figured, what the hell, let's stop, double check everything, ain't gonna hurt. And I found a little bit of a trans leak, so I got underneath it. Found that in the process I found a loose cross member bolt, which that wasn't affecting nothing anyways. I went ahead and put that cross member bolt back in there. I wrapped a paper clip around it just so it would tighten up. It's a little stripped out, but yeah, that bolt has now caused the transmission to shift, and it hits the floor a little bit, but we're home. That's all that matters. We made it 600, a little over 600 miles on this thing. We drove all the way to Indiana, came back, seen the event, and I'm pretty happy. Couldn't ask for much more. So we're gonna get this thing on the lift probably here in the next week or so, and just go over everything a little bit. I've been leaking engine oil out of both front and rear main seals. It's leaking trans fluid because the transpan gasket bolts were loose. We need a couple different bolts for the trans cross member. Other than that, we got $4,000 into this car. We've put well over probably 2,000 to 3,000 miles on this car so far, and haven't done a damn thing to it. So this is where I'm going to tell you guys once again, just build your car, drive it. It don't have to look good, don't have to be cool, don't have to sound good, don't have to be pretty. Like I said, this is a $38 paint job from way back in 2 years ago. We literally, I didn't spend any money on washing this thing. I didn't even tire shine it. All I did was put Rain-X on the window just in case it rained. And we don't have windshield wipers. Hell, we don't even have registration for this thing yet. We've been fighting trying to get we've had long story, whatever. We didn't even have registration for this thing. We drove it all the way there. We had insurance on it. The insurance is $20 a month. Like, this thing, if you can't come up with $5 or $6 grand in a year to 2 years to put a car like this with this caliber together and just have fun and enjoy it, just the amount of people that smiled, the semis that honked, the people that stopped and talked to us, and all we did was park in the spectator parking. We didn't pay any extra fees to get in. We didn't pay anything. We didn't, like, this was bare minimum. We got the cheapest Airbnb we could find, which was cheaper than the hotels. And I'd say altogether we have probably less than $700 in this whole trip. It was a 3-day ordeal trip. That's with fuel, food, tickets for the show. I mean, and we got to see probably one of the most famous automotive YouTubers of all time, Cleetus and his guys. We could have stood in line. We could have got signatures from him and everything like that, but he was busy. There was a lot more people that wanted to see him than I did, and I kind of want him to recognize me from YouTube, not from just to being a long-haired kid to come up and shake his hand and say, hey man, I like your videos, because there's probably 4 million other people out there that do, that have subscribed to his channel. So I'm doing my own thing. I'm driving my own car, and I had a hell of a good time. So thanks for watching. If you're still watching, like, subscribe, share, be really appreciated of that. But I'm not going to force you to either. So here it is. We made it home in one piece.